Have you ever dreamed of sharing a room with 6 random people or getting lost on an island you've never been to before? I'll be honest with you, those things never really appealed to me until I was actually doing them. I'm going to open your eyes to something I think everyone should do at least once, which is traveling alone. If you're ever doubting yourself or your ability to take charge of your own life, this story will be helpful to you. Here's a little peek into how and why I ended up taking a solo trip to Ibiza, Spain, and how it changed my perspective on life forever. To make a long story short, I was stationed in Italy for 2 years, which was my first time ever out of the country. I traveled quite a few places while I was there, but as my time was coming to an end, I felt like I just didn't see enough. Traveling alone was way out of my comfort zone, but I decided to take the risk and bought the first ticket I saw, which was a 20-euro ticket to Ibiza, Spain. Since everything was so last minute, the only place I could find to stay was a hostel that boarded 6 people to a room. That was a little nerve-wracking, but I wouldn't be there much anyways. My first day there was spent walking around in the sun and seeing as much as possible. I had no destination in mind, so after a couple hours, I got lost, but good thing for GPS. Once I got back to the hostel, one of my roommates was in the room, and she told me that she was on the trip alone too, so we ended up going to the beach and taking pictures for each other. Her flight was early the next day, so she headed to bed and I headed out to my next adventure. I wasn't too sure what I'd be doing next, but I think the world already had a plan for me. As soon as I walked out of my room, a group of people asked me if I wanted to hang out. They all looked like they just only met, so I agreed. There was a couple from Italy, 2 friends, one was from New Zealand, the other was from Australia, and a girl that was in college from Connecticut. We all shared a few drinks, laughs, and stories. Eventually the night came to an end, but it was super eye-opening to hang out with a bunch of people from different backgrounds. It was also pretty funny because we each had different slang. The next day started off slow with a walk on the beach and a small brunch. I made my way over to the local farmer's market. It was pretty much what I expected when I got there, but I loved it. It was exactly where I needed to be and what I needed to be doing at that moment. While getting ready to make my way to the airport, I started reflecting on this trip and why it was so special to me. In only a couple of months, I'd be leaving my close friends, an area I was comfortable in, and be on my way to another base in New Mexico, all on my own. As tough as I wanted to be, I was actually super scared because I'd have to get my first apartment, a car, learn a whole new area, all while being by myself. I kept doubting my ability to take charge and do things for myself since I've never been a head of the pack type of person. Basically, without even realizing it, this trip was exactly what I needed to prove to myself that would be okay even if being alone was a little scary and not something I was used to. My entire mindset changed and I was way more positive and optimistic about the big move from Italy to New Mexico. This newfound confidence in myself was something I've never felt before. It was truly life-changing. Finally, my advice to anyone that is second-guessing themselves is to trust that you know what you're doing and it will turn out okay. This can be used for any instance, not just traveling. So the moral of the story is to live your life, do the thing you've been wanting to do, and the best part is you don't have to wait for anyone else. Not only did I meet great people, see a beautiful island, and eat delicious food, but I got to spend time with myself and realize I'm not half bad. I truly believe everyone should take a chance and travel by themselves for themselves. It is an experience I'll never forget.